Well, I'm making a start on that little section of panelling. I've dug the panels out I've had for years, offcuts, and I must have cut them to size, because they're almost exactly the right size. There'll be a bit of a gap here, but because I'm putting the beadings on to create that panelling effect, it'll cover any gaps up. It's lovely that. I don't know how they do it. It's called sapelle, or is it sapelli? I forgot. And it's only very thin, hardboard with... It must be a real very thin veneer, but how the hell did they get a veneer that thin? I thought I'd pre-painted these. That bloody light. Loose fitting. Let's get that sorted. Yeah, so I've got the Woodstain. Is it rusting? It's a Ronseal. Oh, there'll be a gap there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if the gap's there, I'll have to work it out exactly. Let's have a look. 1, 2. Yeah, I'll do it in 4, I think. If they're too little. See that wallpaper? I spent a small fortune. I must have bought 10 rolls of that. Did the entire room and upstairs. And the cats love to claw it. Because it's polystyrene, isn't it? Embossed. Blown, is it called blown vinyl? Oops. So rather than do little tiny panels like I did here, I'll do 4. Because cutting them is a real pain. I've got a miter cutter, but if it's just a millimetre out, you're left with a little nasty step here. But if you fail on one, you can put it elsewhere and compensate. Is anyone ever going to closely inspect it? No. My mum's just been, I think she's my only visitor. You know what she's brought? A chocolate Swiss roll and some sausages and eggs, because I said I had nothing to eat yesterday. Right, I'll show you the Woodstain to get this nice reddish brown colour. She said that rug's a trip, I said. I said, well, it's grey, isn't it? It stands out. I said, don't go falling. Where's your walking stick? Itchy free and pottering about. Her and Ernie are off to St. Anne's in the drizzle. They like going to a cafe there. Woodstain, oh, it's Ronseal, yeah, not Rustins. Ronseal, quick drying, within 30 minutes each coat, deep mahogany, gloss. But rather than a brush, I'll be using them again, little pads, little fluffy pads, cut them to size for that. That's for the big panels. You have to be careful of them. They tend to moult, so cheap crappy things. And then I've got some glue to stick the little miniature frames. Just a little thin line's sufficient. In fact, if you'd cut them right, they grip themselves. I did a video years ago of the big wall where the grandmother clock is. Just in case anyone's interested. Yeah, so painting them. Bloody hell, what's there? Come on. It's stuck on. What is it stuck on? The bloody door handle, how fire. Yeah, the little shapes, these are called barrel moulds. So they form the frames. Whereas the crisscrosses, I think I might have got these slightly too big, but there's a limited choice at Waterloo Timber in Clitheroe. So they make up for like a noughts and crosses frame and miniature them. There we are. hopefully it'll look as nice as the others do. Mum said you'll never sell that house. So I keep thinking of, should I sell it, use the money to rent and live comfortably for the next 10 years. I said, well, if people think it's too dark, you just paint all the panelling. You could paint in here gloss white or magnolia if people find wood too dark. And it's same with panelling. Just looking at that, it's too thick. Be a frame, that's. No, it doesn't matter, does it? Like I said, who's going to inspect it? Oh, and that's a quadrant for the edge. That's in hardwood. If you've not got that in pine, no, it's a hardwood. Because on the edge, you know, that joins up the 90-degree edge. So that might look. I actually got an L shape to cover that, that I'm about to take off. I'm not going to go into detail, I just do a little 5-minute featurette at every stage until it's finished. So, keep me busy, won't it? Keep me off the booze. Won't feel like, I'll never drink again, I don't feel like out. Yeah, good stuff that, Ronseal. I'll be doing it here. I've got some old motorcycle news upstairs. I'll put them down, lean them against here till they dry. Well, I'll be doing the big panels first. Chocolate Yule log. Vitamin C. I've got some vitamin C. Do you think I'm unhealthy? Bye for now. Well, here we are. There's a few blemishes because, like I said, I've been stuck in that utility area for years, so just lightly sand any blemishes off, although I think I'll use that for where the electric meter is and cut out any blemishes that are there. Really, I should cut this shape first and then paint it, but not bothered. If there's an edge where you don't really want an edge, it's a bit tricky to paint sometimes, you know, it dollops on. Whereas if you cut it from a nice smooth area, it gives a better finish, I've found. Top edge doesn't really matter, got a bit damp there where the washing machine was. There's a line there. Oh, what's that? That's a bit of a whack. I bet that's that door handle. I took a door off the utility room. Yeah, that's left a bit of a flaw. Cut that off, sod it. That one's not too bad, apart from the top again. That can be the full one. Original idea with all this panelling, like I said, I was covering the wallpaper up what the cats had clawed. But that door in there, I was going to get some fake books. There was some on eBay. After seeing those at Coral Island in Blackpool, at that Buccaneer boy, thought, yeah, just a thing for my door. So I looked on eBay and someone was selling panels, but the bidding reached £75. Thinking back now, it was worth it. I mean, where'd you get fake looking antique books from? In big panels. Pubs must have access to a wonderful array of decorative stuff to decorate bars with. Unless you're all made in bloody China. That'll do one. I've discovered that these pads have deteriorated, they've absorbed moisture and they're breaking up. And that's the big one. I should have got some new ones from B&Q to try, and not taking off the old paint. Last time was a bit silly. I'll see how it goes. I'm shaking it up. Not a lot of room, is there? I should have put them sticks to one side, but I'm going to do everything at once. Because of 30 minutes drying time, it's going to take a good few hours. Oh, it's not so bad. These boards take about 2 or 3 coats because of the darkness, but pine takes about 6 bloody coats. I know I'll be going over it a final time to smooth out any lines. Just dollop it on first. And any splashes, in fact I should have took my shirt off because this stuff, with being waterproof, as soon as it dries, that's it. You'll never get it out of clothes. And it's a bugger even to get off hard surfaces. Good stuff though. Lasts for years. I made a porch over the back door out of very thin tongue and groove with offcuts I had from doing my bathroom ceiling. And the chap said, oh no, won't last one summer. As soon as it gets wet, I said, no, I'm putting wood stain on, doesn't matter. Well, I put this wood stain on and 5 years on, it's still like new. So the rain just runs off, it's waterproof. So there. Oh, see what I mean? Dollop. Start line there. It's that lovely red coming through. It's drying already with the kitchen being warm. What's that? Floor. Oh, it's gone. Is it a hair? Yes, motorcycle news on the floor. And it's moved, bloody thing. I should stand it on another board. You don't want that stuff on the little mats. Nice and uniform. Hopefully it won't be a join in the middle. Well, I'll go down to the bottom again. In fact, that's that grotty bottom. So, I'll take it down there again. I've got a damp cloth ready. It's not molting, that's good. I thought there'd be lots of little bristles, because like I said, the pads deteriorate with age, absorb water, and the little bristles get loose. The bloody hair. Where does that come from? It's like a cat hair. It's alright, I think. I'll move them. So I'm doing them against the sink area. I've forgotten just how labour intensive all this is. Or should I say boring? It's a nice pattern, isn't it? The label on that side. That's just the first coat. They need about 6, maybe 7 coats to get to the correct shade, and I'm going to give them another coat and then have a bite to eat. My mum's been up, brought me some sausage and eggs today, time. Don't need to do the sides because they'll be covered up by the little frames. What a pain. Not dripped any on the carpet. Kept this fairly dry. Don't dollop it on, just build up thin layers. A bit more. Oh, that'll do. It's last one. Right, let them dry. I got watching 2 John Wayne films, so I'm delayed. Shouldn't watch telly when you've got a job to do. But like I said, no rush for this. Can make it last a week. Yes, it's tea time. Sausage and egg time. Since I had nothing yesterday. I'll never have a curry ever again. Until the next time. It was actually Thursday night, but it left me feeling ill. Although I've had stomachache all week since Monday's Chinese. £7.60, put it up bloody 60p, they put it up a while ago because of the pandemic, because they were closed. All the prices have gone up like barbers I could do with an haircut, and they've doubled their bloody prices, haven't they? Anyway, yes. Good old British bangers and eggs. Oh, smoke alarm we're going off shortly, it's not light too high. Yes. Oh, it burst. I should have pricked him, shouldn't I? Never mind. Is it not better when you burst open? Expose the raw meat. Oh yeah, that's alright, isn't it? While the wrapping paper's still there. Pepper. Bit of salt. Ketchup. I've got some barbecue sauce. No, spoil it. Don't want to spoil it, do I? A bit of brown sauce. I've no bread. Something else I forgot to buy. That'll do, won't it? Oh, taking me clean cooker. Yes, it's the morning after. The colour's nearly there, but needs a couple more coats to get near that dark reddish brown, and I've run out of bloody paint, empty. So I'll have to go back to that shop. Always make sure you have enough. And I need a little bit. Well, I'll get a new pot, won't I? But when you cut the mitres, the edges have to have a little dab on, because of course that'll go back to the bare wood. So another pot of paint, well, Woodstain required. Well, hello, happy Christmas. Where am I going? I've run out of bloody Woodstain, Ronseal. I got it from a little shop over on the outskirts of Blackburn, and the reason I'm going there again is it's gloss. And last time I went to B&Q they just had satin. All this faffing about, no wonder I gave up with all the panelling ideas. I was going to do my bedroom and make a 4-poster bed with curtains on like Scrooge. Eh? What? No, I don't mean I'm like Scrooge, I mean I like that Georgian Victorian look. But it's such a lot of faffing about. So Woodstain, if it's open, if it isn't open, I'll have to go to bloody B&Q, past 2, 20 to 3, and just get what they have. Wilko used to sell it, but they don't now. Plus it's hard work parking up at the shop in Accrington. Talking of Accrington, I rang the motorbike shop this morning. No, we're not open, but I'm just in to do paperwork. I said, well, that Bandit 600. Yes, it were ready on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. I said, well, I'd glugged a few mouthfuls of beer, I think, Christmas Eve. Plus I went to my mum's, didn't I? Well, that was 5 o'clock. So, I'm meant to go in tomorrow for the test ride and to see if it fits in the backyard, but it's forecast heavy rain tomorrow. I mean, look at this. Fine today, but tomorrow's going to bloody pour down. Should I forget the whole thing and keep this? I mean, this is marvellous for seeking comfort and economics and relatively cheap insurance. See, it's misty up here when they get fogged up. And in fact, someone said, no, I'll keep the little YBI for a work commuter, but I prefer going on the motorway. I've had a few near scrapes going on that A road with silly buggers getting too close to me. If I'm doing 45, which is what this does uphill, if like 40 maybe, it'll stay on this hill here. And there's some silly sod with their headlights right behind you, wanting to do, it's 40 anyway, but guarantee someone will want to overtake you. When you see a little bike, even though I've not got L plates on, I must get past, a little bike, I must get past. Anyway, did I tell you I've done a deal with Sky for the cheap mobile? Is that blown over? What's that? Oh, it's a roadkill. See, and you see how it slows down, knock it down a gear. Yeah, well, yeah, should I keep the YBI? This battery doesn't go flat now, the battery's flat on my Hornet yet again. In fact, when I get home I'll take the battery out and give it a proper charge. Someone said give it 90 minutes or maybe 2 hours, just to be sure it's got a full charge, and then the optimizer should maintain that charge. Well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, Sky. Fortune round before Christmas. Right, your SIM is activated, £5. Unlimited this, unlimited that data. Well, I said I don't need data, it's not, not a smartphone. I said no, it's a deaf phone. I said I can't be doing with all that cobblers. Hepcat Harley once very kindly gave me his old iPhone 6 when he got the number 7. And I just couldn't get my head round it. Passwords and faffing around. I'm just not interested. There's lads walking into doors at work by fighting around on bloody smartphones. And what they're doing? Checking the Facebook messages, looking at pictures of Kylie Minogue's bum. Not interested. Well, I'm interested in Kylie Minogue's bum, but all that faffing about that teenagers do. Dib, 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 dab, dab, dab. Dabbing a bloody phone. What they're doing? Scanning through pictures of what? Motorbikes? Well, that'd be alright. Right, Albert. Anyway, this is an alternate. Oh, I forgot to tell you about Sky. Yeah, I just rung them up. I said, put the Sky card, SIM card, in my old phone, SIM restricted. And I've just been to the little Pakistani phone shop in town. No, ring Sky. Problem is not with phone, it's with Sky. So I rung Sky. What's the model number? I thought I'd take the back off. And in my new little bloody letter, I can hardly read it, GR something 4129. That's not on our records. I said it won't be, it's about 15-year-old. Oh, well, I'll give you a number to ring Samsung. I said, hang on, all this farting about. I said, can you confirm the SIM has been activated? Yes, definitely. I said, and Adam's riding live, said, get a fresh phone. And I actually got a fresh phone about a year ago, but because I was using O2, the credit was crap. Put £20 in, ring my mum for half an hour to see how she is, and that'd be it, gone. I don't know why, something to do with all that bundle bollocks, bundle this, bundle that. I thought, oh, so I found the phone, put it on charge, put the card in, and it works. And also, before my old phone, my old version was a bumpy, I have to be careful unless they've evened it out. Really nasty bump. Was that it? I've just gone down. Yeah, I think it was a big dip. Big dip with a big lip. Yeah, so my old Virgin phone, you have to get a pack code. You'll probably know better than me, pack code, to keep your old number. So I managed to get the pack code, told Sky, right, well, with your new Sky SIM, it'll take a couple of days because of the Christmas holidays, but I will put your old number on your SIM. I said, oh, thank you. That will save faffing around with about 100 different contacts, won't it? You know, having to change the number is a pain, isn't it? Because it's registered with eBay, PayPal, insurance, everything. They keep wanting security checks on PayPal. I'll send you a text to your mobile. Anyway, so that's sorted, and this phone, it's like, well, it is, I've hardly used it. After the first 2 lots of O2, I thought, hell, fang it. Doesn't last 2 minutes, £20 gone. Although the only thing I'm concerned about is on the reviews for Sky online, it says crap poor signal. But, like I said, I'm not really bothered about it's just for emergencies, isn't it? That's all I use my phone for. I ring my mum, emergencies, it's on my bike, in my bag, you know, for use on my bike, and ringing for a pizza. Look at that old pub, Bull's Head, with the Bull's Head still above the door, and now it's a Co-op. Scandalous, isn't it? But then again, it was on TV, on the news, someone in Liverpool was saying about bars, pubs, restrictions, and I thought, well, are there not too many bloody pubs? You not think? I mean, Liverpool is just a mass of 100 bloody bars in the city centre, and at kicking out time, a lot of them are misbehaving, picking fights. That's why I stopped going to Liverpool for that Beatles bash with my mate. We're being told you get gangs of lads, one of them mouthing off, and they were kicking me up arse, a gang of lads, taking turns to kick me up arse in a crowded pub. And they knew that if I smacked one in the nose, or even two of them, the other 4 or 5 would stab me to bloody death. So, I might be controversial, but I think there's too many bloody pubs and bars. Do we actually need them? In the olden days, I mean, look, another pub. There was a pub every few yards, weren't there? And lots of them have closed down. But maybe it's a younger generation that wants noise and music and rave music. And some pubs have got a reputation that attracts all arseholes. So personally, it wouldn't bother me if they do bloody shut down. Yeah, so sorry if your business is going tits up. But you should have staff on the door keeping all the riff-raff out. Let's hope the shop's open after all this. Not Rustin's, what was it? I forgot the bloody name. Ronseal, remember Ron Pickering. Ronnie Pickering! Who? Ronnie Pickering! Love a fight! See, that's an example. You've seen that video, Ronnie Pickering, an old fight, trying to pick a fight with a young lad on a scooter, just because he overtook him. Ronnie Pickering! Come on, we'll have a fist fight now! It's not just young ones that cause trouble, there's plenty of old ones that are miserable old fights that in the head they're still 16. I know a couple of them. Well, in my head I'm still 16. But I don't go around looking to fight people for nothing. You do know of it, turning. So, didn't have a lot to drink yesterday. I was doing all that painting, all that wood staining. Run out. So hopefully this shop will have some. Got funny little bike shops up here. Thorncraft Motorcycles, who did my brake job, freeing up seized brakes and fitting new pads. They charged a fortune, and there were loads of air in the pipe. And they called the police on me. It's open. On the Goldwing there, old naked Goldwing. Yeah, they were happy that I filmed the lad outside. So ripped the rubber boot as well. They didn't fit the rubber boot right, in the wrong place, ripped it. That's a £5 for a new boot. I said, no, you ripped it, I'm not paying for a new boot. And the next thing, they called the police. And we're only a PCSO. Can you delete the video? I said, well, I will do. I'm not bothered what videos I delete. He didn't like being filmed in a security issue because the rocket centre got broken into. I said, oh yeah. In fact, that got broken into on Christmas. Shit, I've gone past. And a load of trial bikes were nicked. It's not one way, is it? Oh, good, open. Marvellous, these little shops. It's like art rights, although it's a Pakistani shop. Yeah, what a good shop. Same price, $15.99. They sell Evo sticks. I got a little tin of that. Brass blanking plates. Brass handle, I don't know if it's solid brass. And black insulation tape, because I can't get anywhere in my town. Look at that orchard. I bet that's long gone in this area. It used to be an old club or something. Now then, I'll go back a different way. Orchard Club. Karaoke and quiz, so is it still open? Yeah, looks like it, doesn't it? Maybe it's a club for the Asians. The Asian lads used to come in my local when I used to go to the pub. I've actually stopped going to pubs, mainly due to the virus, but often I'd just sit there, glug in beer. What am I doing here? Just to feel rough the day after and get an urge for a curry. We've gone past. Meant to be a good restaurant called Kebabish round here. And I was saying to a mate at work about going for a curry after work, because we're in on Wednesday and Thursday. I tried to have a few beers and a curry. Again. But, yeah, if you're on your own, it's a bit crap, innit? That's what I mean. But if you're with a mate, you can chat and have a good night out like we did after work last Thursday. A bit embarrassing really, because I were crying in pub. I've never been afraid to show emotions, but I was telling about that old mate of mine that killed himself. I said, you're a good laugh, you're like my old mate Brian. And I said, a mate from 1980 to 1988, a really good friend. Just go around all the pubs, having a good laugh. Go for a curry. And went to Spain, and halfway through the Spanish holiday, we're acting a bit strange, and I said, everything alright, Brian? No, Andy's going to win his bet. I said, what? And we had this other mate who got married at 20 and ended up with 4 kids, lots of wet nappies, while me and my mate were going to Spain. So we were jealous, so we tried to stir trouble up and said, but you don't get any birds, we're going with Rutter. Ugly bastard. Won't pull any birds in Spain, I'll bet you 20 quid. So I said to Brian, well go on then, you go around the nightclubs and I'll go back to the hotel and see how many birds you pull. And he came back on his own. Staggered in about 2 hours later. And I'd inflated some of his condoms. He brought a box of 24 condoms, so I blew 2 up into Zeppelins and took them in the lift. I see you might need these for them birds. And then he stopped calling. Ring him up. Are you going out, mate? No. And he put phone down. So after 6 of those calls, I decided not to be my mate anymore. And then in 2015, body found in canal, and it was him. And I never found out why. Why would he kill himself? When I knew him, he was like me, had his own house. because his old dad died and left him the house. So I was telling my mate all about it. I started snivelling. It's just a terrible shame, isn't it? Suicide's the biggest killer of men in this country. It used to say under the age of this or over the age of that, but that's not the case now. It's just the biggest killer is suicide, and if someone's having a bad time, we should all be very concerned. Yeah, I'd like to know why. I actually contacted his niece who was at the funeral, and I politely asked her what happened to Brian. He always knew, even though we weren't pals anymore, he could have come over and I'd have welcomed him in if he was struggling with his house. I don't know what happened to his house, because he ended up living with his old brother-in-law. And in the newspaper, yeah, he come home very drunk and he threatened to kill himself. Well, he could have come to my mum's house. Mum could have pointed him down to my house, and I'd have welcomed him in. Could have gone for some beers, had a curry, had a laugh, had a chat. Could have stayed at my house, but no, dead. Very final, isn't it? Dying. Hey, plumbing and electrical shop there, that's handy, isn't it? And the bank, that's where my auntie used to work. She killed herself actually after my uncle died of prostate cancer. She was so affected, she used to work there, that was the TSB. The one's got armed robbers in and she just ducked behind the counter and said, "You might as well go, you're not getting out off me." And she was thanked by the manager for not handing any cash over. Best thing in it is duck down. Yeah, plumbing and electrical. Only concern about where I've just been, I paid on my card, I didn't have enough cash on me. And they do say that certain shops will skim your card, but I'm sure everything will be alright. Right, back home now. Should I continue with the painting? No mad rush to do it, seeing as I've been faffing around for years, delaying it. Heavy rain tomorrow, marvellous, isn't it? Should I ring up and say, forget it, forget the deal, I'm staying with the YBR. Ride at a relaxed pace, who needs the bandits? And I'll be getting it on my credit card anyway, more expense, but a mate at work said, yeah, get it, we've all got things to pay and you haven't got any mortgage to pay. I said, I know, but I'm in debt on 5 credit cards. I said, well, if you're going to feel safer going on the motorway, he said, your life could be reliant on it. If someone crunches into that little YBR when you're tootling, a big lorry. I said, yeah, that's the point. That's a major concern, really. It's not got the power, you see. I think Bandit Nev said that. This hasn't got the power to get you out of trouble. If big lorry's trundling towards you and he's fighting around with a radio or a phone or something, it hasn't got the power to just twist the throttle and away. Well, you can't do that on this. You're going, you should indicate, shouldn't you? Indicate left if you're going left. Throwing out dead leaves. You think council would scrape it all up and chuck it over there? On the telly it said they're expecting a heat wave, a lot of warm air from Spain. Although warm air could mean heavy rain. Look at that, you see that? Smashed bush shelter glass. Why do they use glass when you know local arsehole kids will smash it? Just use plexi. Not plexiglass, what do you call it? Flexible plastic, thick flexible plastic. The mentality it must be teenagers, can't be adults. Let's smash a window in bush shelter. Retarded scum, and parents are probably exactly the same. I was thinking that if you're a resident, they're meant to be sort of well-to-do houses on that esplanade in Riston where the bus shelter's been vandalised. So leave a notice on saying this bus shelter has been trashed by retarded scum. What were your children doing last night? And parents should ask the kids. A lot of vandals, not necessarily little scruffy sods that are doing it, could be little middle class turds. Lots of vandals are not necessarily scruffs or from needy families. As well as littering, it annoys me, vandalising stuff. I never did out like that when I was little, wouldn't dream of doing it. I think they're trying to show off to the little friends, aren't they? Yeah, indicate all of it. So that's our Christmas lights. Unlit trees on some shops, and baubles, well, fairy lights round lampposts, although not everyone. Well, all the best, Happy New Year. I'm a miserable for it, I ain't done nothing but mourn for the past half hour. I used that this morning And it's one of them snow stuff. You could use it to put snow on a scenic railway, model railway or something. It's that leaves your armpits flaking bloody white dust everywhere. So what should I do with that? Save it for me bollocks or bin it and give it back to me mum? You know what I mean? I'll just show you. Imagine that's my armpits. Oh, well it does it on hairs, there's no hairs there, is there? Square that on the underarm hair, it's just a massive white dust. I'll test it on Ginger. Keys, pirate keys. Yeah, why did I get them? Well, they're only cheap. Well, posts were a bit dear. £4 post. I just like oldie worldy things. I'm mad, possibly. Yeah, look at that. Well, while the kettle's boiling, I thought I'd show you what I've got from that little shop. Finger plates, brass. I have got them in the past with a decorated edge, but that's nice enough, isn't it? Shiny brass. That's a bit light to be genuine brass. But I wanted a handle for one of the doors. Quite sturdy locks, £6.99, so that's proper cast brass. Door bolts. Never leave your doors open. Mum keeps doing that. I said, put the latch on. And I fitted a chain for me, Mum. I said, I'll get... No, I said, yes, these days we're all arseholes about robbing old people. You need to lock your door. You knew I were coming up, but leave the door locked. Plus I've got a key. These days, yeah, these days, arseholes. Crime rate's never been as bad, I don't think. That's to stick the big boards on the wall. I'm not going to start doing all this again today. I think I'll leave it. Rainy day tomorrow. If I do go and do a test ride on that bike, I'm not bothered about getting slightly wet. I'm pleased about my phone. You see, Sky. And if you do swap the number over, it might take a couple of days. And it takes 2 SIMs. But that Sky one, £5 a month, should be okay. Who wants a smartphone? That's alright, isn't it? Protect the screen in my bag. Oh, so that spray. I put it in that spray there, you know, white powdery bloody spray everywhere. I could use it to freshen the litter tray. I got some litter tray freshener, £1.40, it's gone up 40p. That'll make it smell nice, although the cats might object. Yeah, if I do the swap, got a sticker for nothing. Well, I got 2 for £7. I'll throw it in on the deal. Plus the second set of foot peg rubbers. Or should I try and sell them on eBay? I thought the first pair hadn't been delivered, so I got a second pair. And Hermes had delivered them across the street to a dizzy girl. Spare bulbs as well. Because I thought there was a fault, and it turns out there wasn't. should I just forget the whole deal? Got some black insulation tape, good. Marvellous, boiling at last. Right, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. I'll continue my do-it-yourself sometime. No rush, is there? Let's have a look at that. Good solid brass. Cast brass. Might put it upstairs.